Hello and welcome to the University of Law. In today's video I'm reviewing this, The Doctor and University of Law. In today's video I'm reviewing this, The Doctor and Carnacki, a really wonderful 7th Doctor set, obviously set towards the end of his time, and set across the life of Carnacki, who was a character I'd never heard of before, and apparently Big Finish had adapted some of the Carnacki stories before, with Dan Starkey playing the part. And I really liked this set. It was a genre that you could only really get the 7th Doctor in. Some lovely stories. I enjoyed all of them. Goodness, just thinking about it now, they were all really strong. So the middle, I loved them all. Looking back now, The House, which is the middle story, I did really enjoy it. I've forgotten how much I enjoyed it. That was a really clever story. But my favourite is The Haunter of the Shore, so that opening story. Because as I said, I came into this not knowing what to expect, and I thought it was a really great story. And it was all of Carnacki's, life crushing together. It was a really great opener. But I think The House does come a very close second. But that's not to say that I didn't enjoy the last one. I thought all 3 stories were particularly strong. But yeah, let's just get it open, have a quick look. So it's 3 discs, it's a story per disc. So just 3 hour-long stories. And, here we go with the classic 80s 7th Doctor logo. Little booklet. There we are. But yeah, now I said how much I loved the first 2. Yeah, the first one I just loved the time element to it. I'm trying not to be too spoilery here. I loved the second one because I thought the concept of the house full stop was excellent, and the way everything hung off that. And then again, there was just some really lovely chemistry between the Dr. Carnacki and some of Carnacki's long-term friends that all came together really well. I particularly love this story because this story, the last one, did really address a part of social history which doesn't always get mentioned, which is, we learn about the World Wars, and in the middle, you're aware of the Great Depression, and you're aware of the Munich Agreement and kind of tensions growing in Europe. You're aware of those things, but what you're not always aware of, and you're aware of the Spanish flu, but you're not always completely aware of what what life was really like in the Roaring Twenties. We don't know about them the way we know about the 60s. The 20s in particular are quite. But anyway, we're in the 20s now. 100 years ago, they're not as well known as I think maybe we should know. And I think there was an awful lot of people who came back from the First World War, and it was a really tricky period through the 20s and the 30s, and this was a really interesting exploration of that, with a few interesting twists along the way. And I'll say no more again because I don't want to be spoilery. But yeah, this is a set where you might look at it and think, well, I don't know who Carnacki is. I don't really like Carnacki. But what I would say is, even if you're not aware of the character and you're not really invested in that, it is a great box set. It is a great character. I'm tempted to look at the other Carnacki stories now. But in particular, this is a set where the genre really fits this Doctor, really works to this Doctor's strengths. And if you're a 7th Doctor fan, you need it. And if you're not a 7th Doctor fan, this will make you one. So there we have it. But did you pick this up? What did you think of it? Do let me know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to speaking to you soon.